Alright, K-Mag sluts, Mr. Big here. I think I got all these little box of Linkerts finished up here. I was gonna go through some fun facts and figures for you guys, just for shits and giggles, and I got nothing to do, so it's a nice Labor Day. Man, I tell you what, I think I'm gonna go for a ride real quick and get some miles in before it gets too hot, and then I'm gonna come back and we're going to talk about Linkerts. Whew. Alright, we're back. Man, that was a lot of fun. Getting hot out there quick though, I'll tell you that. In fact, it is so hot that I am filming this completely naked. So, good luck getting that out of your head the rest of the day. Alright, what do we got here? Got a very nice M51L that I just finished up. These are kind of rare, but it really turned out very, very nice. And we got a straight up M51. One of my favorite little 3 bolts. It'll work like a champ. And we got that M35 done. And what else over here? M55. Pretty nice. Did a little research on that, trying to figure out what exactly it should have for the size of the knobs, style, that sort of thing. Because these things were the M5 replacement made in the 50s, and I just didn't think it was going to. I've seen them sold on eBay by these guys, and they've got all the early knobs on them, but I think we did a little research, found some guys that had some NOS stuff, and they had the bigger knobs on them, the different style. Because I think please check your Palmer's. Palmer's has all the stuff you need for checking out what's right, what ain't right for your carb, so forth and so on. I think at 48 they went to the bigger knobs. And if I'm not correct on that, somebody correct me, please. Yeah, what else can I amaze you guys with? Let's talk about floats. Floats. Always a big discussion about floats. Yeah, that is a cork float, came out of that M35. It broke. But you know what's interesting? It actually looks like balsa wood instead of cork, but maybe the same thing. And I've heard people still use cork float, and they're no problem, but I would not recommend it. We got this aftermarket doodah. I don't know who made this thing. And then we have a rubber ducky. Everybody says good things about a rubber ducky. They work very well. And then we have the Stark Light. It's also a molded like the rubber ducky. But the rubber ducky has a screw through the hole there, and the nut on the bottom. And these just have an insert and just a finger. I really started buying these when I first started learning how to rebuild a Linkert, and the only reason I did is because they were $10 cheaper, and they came with the finger already on there. And let's see what else we got here. We have a brass, which is used quite a lot. Everybody hates these things because they end up springing a leak, and they don't work, and they're heavy as crap. I think Mr. Cotton has had some kind of a deal going on the Hydroglide forum, trying to figure out if the weight of these things has anything to do with fuel mileage. Speaking of Mr. Cotton, here is his durable float, which he machines out of a block of nitrofill. Heard very good things about these. In fact, I got the 52 back on the lift here, and I think I'm going to put one of these babies in here just for grins, I guess. Runs so good, I kind of hate to do it, but what the hell. I'm going to try it. Anyway, here's all your little floats. A whole bunch of them bastards to think about, but either one, durable, Starklight, rubber ducky, they're all pretty good. Like I said, junk. Alright, let's talk about needles and seats. My favorite is also a Starklight product. It's got the Viton tip needle. I think they really work very well. I'm real happy with them. And then we have, this is this little triangular shaped aftermarket steel one. These work very well also. I mean, sometimes it helps to lap them in, get some really light lapping compound. Lap those babies in. I think these work pretty well too. This here is what they call an original style. Notice it's a cylinder. The needle is just a round cylinder. You can get these aftermarket also. As far as I know, they work as well as the other ones. And I'm going to give you one here to stay away from. I don't know who makes this. You notice it's got a rubber tip, and the problem with that is it doop, pops right out. I don't know what is up with that, but not good. And also notice, look how high that thing sits up in there compared to that. You can see that thing really sits up high. That's really going to change your geometry on your float lever. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I just don't think it's a good thing. Anyway, got one of these. Trash it. I think they're junk. Just would not want to use one. So we're going to put all these babies back up. And let's see what else we can talk about. Something else I found interesting. This is a fuel nozzle for an M74. This is an OEM piece. And somebody maybe can answer this for me. I've never been able to get an answer for it. Notice the top hole's been chamfered out. I don't know why they do that. And something else, here's an aftermarket. Looks pretty much the same, except that top hole's not chamfered. One thing I found interesting, the actual ID on this nozzle is smaller than the OEM by 2-3 thou maybe, something like that. Notice I said thou, you know, like I'm a real machinist. I don't really know. I don't know a thou from a hole in the ground, but I'm going to tell you it's about 2 or 3 thou smaller. So there again, I don't know if that makes a big difference or not, but we all like OEM over the reproduction stuff, so you can keep repos in there. I guess it's all good. What else can we talk about while we're playing around here? Bowls. Inline bowl. Side valve bowl. Side valve sit. Side valve, just like that. Typically for a flathead. And the inline just like that. And you got a gasket for it like so. Slip that baby on there. And when you're doing a flathead, you can just trim that piece off. And what's interesting, I found out, is when you trim this off, this gasket is the exact size needed for the top of an oil filter. So keep that in mind. If you ever need one, and you got one of these laying around, they fit perfect. Okay, I think that'll do it. Like the next video I'm going to do, I'm going to take this M74 I got from Mark Massa. I thought I'd build me a spare carburetor. God, Lord knows if I even need a spare carburetor, but thought it'd be fun to build another one. and I'll go through all the steps to put one together, and all the little tricks and things you need to look for, and it'll be cool. So see you boys next time here on Mr. Big's Linkert Service and Chicken Plucking Emporium. Bye bye.